This week, a third free update for Hellraid was released, with the trailer promising new areas to explore and challenges to face. A brand new magic weapon called the Fire Wand looks really good, some new potions and an armoury to showcase all of the weapons we've unlocked so far. Sounds great, right? The description under the trailer says that they've added 3 new portals leading to the new challenge rooms, but makes no mention of which mode they can be accessed from, only pointing out that you need to complete the story mode to unlock the armoury. When you load up the game, there's an info card on the main menu, but that disappears probably in a couple of weeks, so don't worry if you're watching this video in the future, it won't always be there. If you're new to Hellraid, then you can access it via the arcade machine next to the shop in Brecken's Tower. Interact with it and you'll spawn in this room with a lever in the middle of it. This used to be the lobby for Hellraid, but since the last update it's now only for new players, as after completing the story mode you then spawn into a room beyond with a portal to the raid mode. New to this room though is the armoury, and I've already unlocked it because I finished story mode, and a closer look reveals all of my previously unlocked weapons on nice display racks and the special bounty weapons lit up inside these cages. There's the Suitor, the Thunder Eagle and the Corrupted Justice Bow. But my Lightning Swan wasn't where it was shown to be in the trailer, just an empty cage. And that wasn't all. Despite the Lightning Swan trial showing as completed on my bounty table, the blueprint for it is now missing from my inventory, and it wouldn't let me reselect the trial either, so that's weird. Luckily I still had one in my stash, but this does also mean I'm not going to be able to craft any more, so that's really annoying and yet another bug for a Hellraid update. Although they have fixed the problems of the second update, this third one has brought a new problem all of its own. Okay, so let's take a look at the new challenge areas then. When you spawn into raid mode now, it all looks exactly the same as before, and you don't actually come across a new portal until playing through the first few areas. Also, I checked on story mode, and this door where the portal can be found is locked, so it's only on raid mode it seems. You're going to have to complete story mode before this is even a thing. But when it is, going through the portal will take you to this new location, and a message tells you that you've discovered a bonus area, which wasn't much of a discovery to be honest, as you couldn't miss it. These first few rooms hold nothing of interest. It's only when you get into this room and unlock the door that all hell breaks loose, and waves of enemies crawl out of the depths to attack you. After beating them all, the door opens to reveal another room, which turns out also to be a challenge room. The second of 3 challenge rooms that you're going to have to complete in order to find your way to release the column. Once you've done that, it reveals the Fire Wand, but of course it was never going to be that easy, and it's not over yet. Another portal opens up behind you, and going through that sends you straight back to raid mode where you left off. You really don't have to look hard for the second portal either though, just keep playing through raid mode and soon enough this area opens up for you. This new bonus location is a bit more interesting though, and after jumping up onto the second platform and taking out the magic skeletons with the Corrupted Justice, the next problem is where to go from here. This location's a bit more like Tomb Raider, and it makes a nice change to be honest. I wish they'd add more puzzle elements like this to balance out the wave after wave of enemies. Of course, sections of this area will also have enemies to contend with, and it does get progressively more challenging the further you go. I was going to show the complete route through this level, but it took much longer than I'd anticipated, so I cut it down to make a shorter video. It's not too hard to be honest. One tip though is that when you get to this part, the enemies really do just keep respawning endlessly, so you're just going to have to keep running to the next section or you'll be here forever. Eventually you'll come to a lever that extends the bridge to the Fire Wand platform, but of course it's still out of reach and you've got to go back to raid mode again until you get to the third portal. This area is a return to the relentless onslaught of enemies of all types, and I was beginning to wonder whether this bloody Fire Wand would be worth all of this effort. I know that the point of Hellraid is to be challenging, but it can feel a bit of a chore at times. This is why I wish they'd make it a bit more varied. The gameplay is too samey, and trying to work out how to ascend the platforms in the second portal made it more interesting again, if only for a moment. I really hope Techland rebalance Hellraid, as it is just leaning far too heavily on combat alone. Anyway, when you finally get to the bridge and drop the cage, you can now approach the Fire Wand, which hilariously was labelled as the Corrupted Justice, so yeah, that's another little bug that they're going to have to sort out. When you take the wand, a message card flashes up that interestingly says you've discovered the magic of wands. To use them, equip one and tap L1 to activate. Now the fact that it says wands with an S and to use them makes me think that we'll be getting wands with different elements in the future. And that does make sense, to be honest. Now, when the wand is equipped, it's equipped to your throwables, so you can alternate between magic and your melee weapons in a Dishonored style. The wand does need to recharge after a few uses though, just like the grappling hook would, so you've got to be mindful of that. It looks okay. I like Crane's magical hand wave. You have to hold down the L1 button to trigger the animation, and you let go to launch the fireball at your enemies. It doesn't make any difference how long you hold it for, and has exactly the same effect if you just tap it. The damage is fairly instant to the skeletons and the basic zombie types, but the runners seem to be able to carry on running at you after a hit, and therefore can set you on fire as a result, so you've got to be careful not to end up dying, as I did. Okay, you may have seen some videos online where players are using the fire wand in the main game. I really wanted to try it out myself. I thought that was going to be, excellent fun. However, it's not possible to buy it either from the Hellraid shop or to craft with a blueprint. So I'm sorry to tell you that those videos were from a modded game, it seems, and that's a shame. So, is this third update worth playing Hellraid again for? Well, being free is obviously a bonus, and I do appreciate the continued support for this DLC, but I have to admit that I really only ever play it when there's something new, so that is its biggest problem. I don't think that it's as popular as other DLCs, and even the official trailer on the Dying Light YouTube channel still hasn't really had many views, so I have to wonder how much longer they'll keep making new stuff for it when people don't seem to care about it. Myself, I've had some fun with it, but it is a struggle sometimes, and maybe one day Hellraid will be awesome, but it's really not there yet, I'm afraid. So that's it. If you found this video interesting, and I hope you did, then please leave a like and subscribe to my channel, and I'll see you on the next one. Cheers.